would love to hear your journey when it was when how it was diagnosed, because I see that you felt a lump and then you visited a doctor, and it's really important where we don't ignore these symptoms, side effects, and what our body tells you. So good that you could see that and visited on time. So can you please begin with that?
Sure. Thank you so much, Dimple. First of all, a lot of gratitude for having me here and considering me as one of the candidate who can make a difference in the healing circle for all the warriors of cancer, be it in any form, survivors, patients or caregivers. क्योंकि कैंसर हर इंसान को अपने तरीके से नए पहलू में ढाल देता है. So I would really like to start with this. कदम कदम पे नया इम्तिहान रखती है जिंदगी, तू भी मेरा कितना ध्यान रखती है. When I woke up this morning, I came through a quote on one of the status of one of my cousin, that one day you will tell your story of how you overcame what you went through, and it will become someone else's survivor guide. And here I am doing this exactly same thing this morning. This is how the miracles of universe twins things together. I would really like to say that परछाइयां रह जाती हैं निशानी, जिंदगी और कुछ भी नहीं, मेरी तेरी कहानी. And that's exactly what we are. We all are here. The stories, walking, talking stories, that human library, and each one of us have something to give back to universe in our form of story, either big or small, but everything leaves that imprints, that 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 particular thought in someone's mind which lingers for small or a longer period of time and brings that difference. And one such story universe have written in my life also, exactly 11 years ago. I would say it's again a magic of life. uh, Calendar is repeating the date to day, uh, mathematics exactly in the same way. 11 years ago, 2010, 26th of June, it was a Saturday. I so clearly remember when I went first time around the same time to a diagnostic center to get a lump tested. Prior to that, I was absolutely not aware that a lump can create such a big roadblock in life. A small lump can create a, I would say, it's a roadblock, certainly. So I was lost in the mundane of life, rather getting ready to have to get married in next 5 months. And you can understand in that tender age of 28 years, when you are weaving such wonderful dreams of life, you don't think of such things. And cancer for me as a word was just my sunshine. I just had my birthday 2 days ago. So I proudly used to say myself that I'm a Cancerian, but never knew that this word would enter as a disease. 26th, I visit the doctor. She do a clinical checkup and she tells me and my mother that it's a lump and it is normal in this age. And don't worry, we'll do a normal FNAC test. And she has written me a mammogram to be done on Monday because it was late in the evening. Go ahead and finish these things and then we will decide on the next step. As life would take it, I didn't take it seriously that time also. It was just like, okay, she did the checkup. My thought process was running in the fact that after 10 days, I have to travel for further preparations of my wedding, because that was the core subject of my life at that moment. Weekend went, they did the FNAC test, quite painful. I came to know about the word FNAC for the first time. But yes, thanks to Google, who adds to our horrors, FNAC के बारे में Google पे पढ़ा, and then the word cancer hit via Google. फिर भी दिमाग में इतना stress नहीं दिया कि it can be dangerous. Weekend went by. Monday morning, again with my mother, I went, did the mammogram. Absolutely unaware of what mammogram degrees and those numbers, what come, what they indicate. When doctor saw the report, she had a different body language. She has a different sign on her face. which I could read that something is wrong. She just told me that any which ways you have further plans in your life. So why to keep this lump as it is? You are just 28. Go ahead and go for the removal. We will do the local anesthesia and remove it without having any pain to you. And trust me, it happened exactly the same way. How vocal I am right now telling this incident. Doctors were talking to me constantly after giving me the local anesthesia. The inquisitive person I have asked the doctors clearly that बता दो कितना टाइम लगेगा इसके बाद क्या करोगे and absolutely they explained me the whole step and they were talking to me constantly during that process, which was promised to me that within 15 minutes they will get done with it. One small cut, they will remove the lump and they'll stitch it back without any hassle to me. I need to stay at home for a couple of days, not go to office for the healing sake, and then I can go back to work. I thought life is simple, and actually life was simple if you look at it in that lens. But that 20-minute process went on for 45 to 50 minutes. And after 20 minutes, my patient started giving up. Doctor, I was asking doctor every moment that why it's taking time. And he was trying to give me different stories. Finally, after 50 minutes, the lump, the cyst came out, which was as big as the golf ball size. I still clearly remember it was 28th of June, Monday. As I said, the calendar is repeating in the same calculation of date to day. And when I came out of that small surgical room, I had joked with my brother because he was there right by then with me along with the mother. So that it was white color calcium ball as big as golf ball size. That how fancy it looks. Why don't you take a picture? And doctor said, no, don't touch it. We have to send it for biopsy. Till that moment also, it never hit me that something else is coming forth in my life in the form of a tsunami. 2 days I was at home. Doctor said the report will come on Wednesday. I said, fair enough. Mondays, it's today, 2 days, I'll work from home. Wednesday, I'll collect the report. Thursday onwards, I'll start going to work. Wednesday, I call up the clinic. They said that your reports have gone for review and it would be available tomorrow. Again, I said, fine, fair enough. We'll see tomorrow. First, they themselves called and said that your reports are ready. You have to come and see the doctor and please come with the family. Least bit bothered about what it could be. My mother always comes with me, and then I had to call up my brother that they said come with the family. So he joined us directly from the office, and I still very clearly remember while going to the diagnostic center, me and my mother were in auto and we met with an accident right in front of the temple. That was the indication what God was sending, that the accidents of life have started. This is what you are going for. And when I reached there, before me, my brother was already there. He has collected the report. He's extra learned and he has started his Google already on the word carcinoma, what was present in the report. I was still totally ignorant about it. When I reached, he was sitting with the report. He had all the possible expression on his face and the body language. And I asked him what it is about. He said, hold on, let's wait for the doctor to come. Doctor से ही सुनते हैं. तो हम लोग अंदर गए जब डॉक्टर ने बुलाया. And she told me this, that you have breast cancer. And it was life-shattering. I still have goosebumps because I can feel those words right ringing in my ears right now also. Because you're preparing your life for something else, but life has suddenly given you that roadblock. That cyst is removed. It has left the vacuum at the place it was, but a bigger vacuum has created forever in life, which I never knew that will be filled with so many experiences that it will change my life forever in the coming years. More than me, it was difficult for my mother because it comes from a different thought process altogether. Knitting the expectations of the society, family, being a girl child, there are 101 things what comes across. But I was thinking in different ways. So each one of us react to every situation in a different wavelength. That was the first lesson of life cancer taught me. Suddenly, I think that the moment my brother took the report in his hand, suddenly from a younger brother, he became the elder brother. He just got all the possible maturity around the situation that now he has to stand like a backbone. We took it next day. I still went to the office because that acceptance was not coming forth. That acceptance was not coming forth that the cancer can hit the family, especially um, when there is absolute no genetic history in my immediate parents' family, both the sides. So, and the kind of cancer I had, there are 6 kinds of breast cancer, and this is triple negative breast cancer what I had, which is 15% found in 15% of the crowd and is more mutative and invasive and spreads quite quickly in the body. And I don't know, unfortunately it is found in 1 in billion in Jewish breed of genes. So I always used to later joke with my doctors that don't worry, I'm 1 in million only, because nobody has it in my family and I'm being graced by this by God. We went ahead and did close to 6 to 7 opinions. Before that, acceptance came forth that yes, I have to go through this. There is nothing which can stop me taking the treatment. And one reason was to come forth and say this is the kind of doctors I met in this journey. While without any, without any, I mean, all the due respect to all the doctors, but unfortunately, when I went to north side of India for the re-opinions and then they did the clinical checkup, the way they were doing it as compared to how decent they are in South India, I was feeling suffocated. I mean, there was one doctor I very clearly remember. I have to tell him that, can you please be a little bit more gentle and try to, because he had that possible, साफ शब्दों में कहूँ that havas in his way of clinical checkup. I have to literally tell him that enough. I am done. I know I have cancer, and I walked out of the room. So I have to come forth and tell my family that I have I have accepted it, that it's breast cancer. It started with the left side. Further reopinions and PET scan has proved it that it's on both the sides. And on the right side of the breast, I have multiple small lumps which cannot be removed by the surgery because they were too small in size and doctors wouldn't have done the justice. Uh, Positive side of it, as a silver lining, I would say it has not spread anywhere in the body in spite of being triple negative, and it was only spread in the armpit lymph nodes. So when once it was decided that let's go for the treatment, I found one very good doctor whom I just consulted for the course, and he said take one day at a time, don't rush, don't start making dreams that ये हो जाएगा तो क्या होगा और वो हो जाएगा तो क्या होगा. Just go with the flow and understand the course of treatment. And I think that advice has helped me not during that time, but even during the part that now for any step of life I take one day at a time. It is important because we start weaving dreams for future, and eventually what happens that if they come crashing down, it hurts us more than anything else. So the treatment course was decided, and second lesson learned is always find the good doctor. Don't go run behind the right hospital or what kind of, I mean, take the opinions from multiple people, but please do your own research. This was something what me and my brother was very aggressive about. And every time we have gone to every doctor with our reports, we have done our own set of study. एक लिस्ट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस होते थे हमारे पास डॉक्टर से पूछने के लिए कि what can go wrong, because sometimes Google gives so much of information कि या तो आप डर जाते हो या फिर आप आगे नहीं बढ़ पाते हो. You are not able to gather that courage which can help you thrive through this. So please look out for good doctor and go prepared with questions. One of the doctor who gave me this advice that take one day at a time, he told me clearly, it's your body, you have all the right to ask the question. आपको पता होना चाहिए आप which medicine is getting administered to you, how many times they will do this, how long will the chemo goes, how many different chemo medicine they will administer, and what is the drip per minute. You should monitor each and everything. There is no shame in asking. I mean, I was young that time, being 28 years old, I could ask because education, awareness, ecosystem, everything matters. But sometimes for the elder patients, where you cannot even tell them because of the age or other comorbidities, that what are they going through, I would appreciate and encourage the younger people around them to please ask these questions to doctors. No doctor can say you that it's my job, let me do that. Nobody has that right. Please ask them clearly. I very well remember that third chemo, there was a substitute they have given me, and I asked the sisters clearly that please call my doctor, let them ratify it, and then you can administer this substitute. While she was my regular sister and convincing enough, but I would like to hear from doctor. Though they are educated and they are well trained in this, but there is no harm in doing the second verification. So please be mindful of that. Please be mindful of asking all the questions, because a cancer patient go through multiple changes. They go through, and every patient reacts in a different way. For example, I was given a list of side effects, ye hoga, but everybody reacts in different way. Some of the good tips what I got is don't use cosmetics during chemotherapy. Chemotherapy medicines doesn't know the good cells and bad cells, and the chemicals of cosmetic react in such a way that it might not show immediately, but post cancer treatment black patches can come on the body. So entire 9 months of the treatment, I never even used a soap for taking shower. It was just a plain water shower. And one reason for more for that was that because of the chemotherapy, it was difficult for doctors to find my nerves. So I had a catheter long tube here as a friend for 4 months. Every week I have to go back to the hospital to get it fused by the normal glucose water so that there is no blood clotting. There is no, so a dressing used to happen to just check there is no infection, there is no blood clotting, and it's not oozing out the blood in the reverse direction, which helps the poking of the of finding the veins every chemotherapy. But yes, because of that reason, I couldn't take shower, normal shower. So I had to take that pipe shower so that water doesn't fell on that part of the body. My nails turned black, absolutely black. Anybody used to ask me, मैं बड़े शान से कहती थी ये नया nail polish color है, because that's how you see the silver lining in the cloud, in the dark clouds. The most devastating things I think I would say is losing the hair. I was in love with my hairs, and I still remember the day after first chemo, I have cut them short to boycott. And then third chemo onwards, it was my brother who took it off after the shampoo. I didn't see myself 1.5 months. मैंने अपने आप को शीशे में नहीं देखा था. I had wig which I used to wear, and proudly I used to go wearing the wig to the hospital and walk in with my laptop bag, because entire 9 months I didn't take leave from office except after surgery. So I used to hold my laptop bag and walk in. I still remember one of the days at the reception I reached, and then I said that I want the room, which room number is allocated, etc. And the receptionist asked, "Ma'am, who is the patient?" And I say, "I am the patient." So it was really a proud moment for me, because I could instill that confidence in myself, even after going through that. And thanks to my leaders who had that confidence in me, that she can still work from home. We need to have that strong ecosystem who can tell you that go ahead and still perform your regular duties. Cancer is just a comma in the life, it's not a full stop. Chemotherapy impacts the patient for first 7 days. I can still remember those 7 days. It feels like somebody's sitting in your body and hammering you constantly. And those 5 dermal injections, after immediately after chemo, 5 days one need to get dermal injections to avoid the blood transfusion. And my brother turned into a little nurse that time, because he used to give me those injections every single day for those 5 days, and make sure that I'm at the best of my spirit. So it is important to, I mean, those 7 days are tough. You will feel like puking. You will have all the possible mood swings. You don't want to sit. You don't want to lie down. You don't want to sleep. Though you're feeling sleepy, body will send you all the possible indication. But yes, after 7 days, the next 15 days in that 21-day cycle is easy to go. So those 15 days are better. And again comes that. So 6 cycles got over, and then comes the second leg of the treatment, wherein I have to take a decision whether I have to go for mastectomy or I have to go for preserving my breast and continue my mammograms every 3 months, and have this fear always lingering in my head that cancer will come back, cancer will come back. Cancer will still come back. I know it very clear, because the kind of cancer I have, it can come back. But at least by doing mastectomy, I have added those years to my life, or life to my years, whatever way one want to see. It is not an easy decision for any woman to go through mastectomy. Most of the women, I mean, crib about this. I have small breast, I have larger breast, I have, my breasts are not of this size, they are sagging, etc., etc. But trust me, telling you from the experience, having breast itself is a blessing in disguise. People who lose it, I have gone through that pain. While I took that decision, again repeating it, ask the doctors the right question. My doctor suggested me, since you are very young, go for the reconstruction right at this age. And I accepted that suggestion. The reason being, I didn't want to lose the feminine side of my body. So I thought it's a good suggestion and let's go for it. I met the surgeon who was supposed to do the mastectomy. I met the surgeon who was the plastic surgeon who was supposed to do the reconstruction, and both the doctors have spent like four hours with me and my brother, explaining us the whole process. And they were more than happy to tell us that from where they asked the suggestion that from where to take the extra muscle to fill along with the implants, etc., and gave us the right decision. There was separate meeting with the anesthesiologist who told us how many dose of anesthesia will go in the body during the surgery. So most of the time, as a part of the treatment, while we consider doctors are our best bet, no doubt they are, because they are the expertise in this field. Please ask them all the question. No question is a funny question. No question is a wrong question, because it's your body. At the end of the day, you should know what will you face after the surgery is over. Like for example, one of the thing what my dermatologist missed while telling us about the complete reconstruction thing is that after surgery I went for radiation, and radiation will will make the size of the implants little smaller. The exposure of the radiation will shrink them little bit. Had I known that fact before, which he missed telling, he has accepted it later, I would have gone for a little bigger size so that it would have compensated that time. So please ask the question, and this is not applicable just for the cancer treatment. Any treatment you're going through, you have to bear the pain. I have asked doctor to that extent that how long will be the pain be. The day came 23rd of November 2010 when I had to go through the mastectomy and reconstruction. It was told 5-hour surgery, but surgery went for 11 hours. My family was in a devastated state outside the operation theater. My mom made all the possible uh, noises that what happened to my daughter. No news is coming because after 6 hours they have stopped giving any updates also. And after 11 hours I was brought out of the operation theater. The whole reason being, me and anesthesia are not good friends. So they have to give me 2.5 times dose of anesthesia, because of which my lung got swelled and they have to immediately put me to ventilator. Uh, Doctors came back, said that don't worry, she is unconscious, but she is breathing. Her respiratory rate is normal, but the ventilator will be there overnight. We will take a decision tomorrow morning based on her condition. You guys can go back to the room and we will call you if anything is needed. My mom saw me, she was fine, and this was around 7:30, and my brother said I will be there for some more time, and they went back after around 8 o'clock. And the tigress soul I think I have within me, as by God's grace, by 9 I was up. I started, my hands were tied to the bed because they don't want patient to suddenly come and start removing the pipes, क्योंकि अलग अलग तरीके से पाइप लगाया हुआ होता है. अगर हमने निकाला and some injury happens, then it becomes a challenge. So I started making all the noise, and the nurse came and asked that what happened, what you need. I can only think of telling as my brother. So they called up my brother. It's like, she's asking for you. He came back. It was just half an hour that he went. He came back. He saw me, I saw him, and that's when it was like, he told me, don't worry, this will be tied. And I was not fully conscious, but I had that thing that coming and going. So doctors were sure of the fact that she will sail this through. But yeah, entire night I was on ventilator, and it was a discomfort of so many pipes in your nose, in your throat, going through here, going through your mouth. It was discomfortable. The night went, and later I learned that my brother was outside the ICU entire night. Morning, I told him that, no, this is not happening. I was the difficult patient for my team of doctors that moment. Somehow he convinced the doctors that please remove her pipe, ventilator pipe, and put a normal oxygen, because my oxygen levels were still not good. So they went ahead and did that process, which was close to 5 to 7 minutes. And that's when I saw death very from near. I could see on the monitor the pulse rate going down, and doctors telling the brothers and the sisters, can you be a little faster and put the mask immediately? And life was revolving just right in front of the eyes. I have seen the monitor pulse rate going down as low as 22 when they put the oxygen mask, and I sighed and said that, yeah, I have got the oxygen. What today COVID patients are going through, I can totally relate to their pain, because yes, I have seen that very closely. Post that, I was in ICU for 3 days and got back to the ward, but not an easy game. There were tubes all around. They have taken the flesh of muscle from my back, so that the pus was coming out. There were pipes hanging from behind. There were pipes, there were implants here. Suddenly, that feeling of missing, that your breast is lost, there is something flowing from your back. I am not even able to sit on the bed without a support. I'm not able to move my limb without a support. That broke me. Those 10 days in the hospital was claustrophobic. In fact, that 1.5 month was claustrophobic because for everything I was dependent on my family. That 10 days I was not even able to move 5 steps. 5 steps was 45 minutes. And the thought what was crossing me is, what if this 45 minutes will be there for life? I lost the hope to live. I didn't want to live a life wherein I have to depend on people to even take me off the bed, to feed me. I mean, nobody wants that kind of life. And then there were nightmares. I was trying to sleep and getting up with, doctors have given me double times of doses of sleep tablets, injections, but I was wide awake. Thankfully, my hospital room was next to the moving road, which was totally silent in the night. And my brother, he was like a backbone. So he did all the possible things, stories, scolding me, comedy times, everything possible. He took all the shapes of human being in life to make me sleep, but I was feeling that if I sleep, that's it. I will sleep for life. It was difficult. It was difficult time, and moreover, I had this thing that after I went back to home, every week I have to come to hospital for the dressing of the breast. Implants take their time to take shape, and till you don't see them in shape, you feel that you have lost it. You have lost it. I was questioning my own decision. Did I take the right decision of going for mastectomy? It's okay. I would have gone for mammograms. It's okay if it would have come back. But that patience is difficult. I mean, that was difficult time. Finally, the last leg of the treatment, and I think only thing what kept me going was that I will go back to work. That world of laptop will come out, which was my only world for last 7 months. 30 days of radiation cycle happened. And for radiation cycle, I used to go myself alone without anybody in the family, because by that time I had small sprout of grass hairs on my head, which was fair enough to go out without even a cap. And the enthusiasm was the treatment is getting over. And I have to go back to work. And those dark days of dependency on others is finally over. But I think treatment was easier when you step into the world outside for any cancer patient, especially at that young age, because this dreaded C is not accepted easily, at least yet in India. People still have that dogmatic approach about anybody, especially for breast cancer, for a young woman. And I had to go through multiple series of different experiences. As I said, that lump got removed, it has left a vacuum, but that vacuum was made just to get filled with multiple experiences. I hit back office. There were questions in people's eyes, because not everybody knew that she had cancer. That's why she was working from home. Only few people and my leadership knew about it, who were standing like a support system. There were people who suddenly became silent and evaporated from life. I think lesson number one, it's good if you have the same forevers in your life, but unfortunately life doesn't go that way. But please be sure that कोई ना कोई खुदा का बंदा आपके साथ उस टाइम आ जाता है जिस टाइम जरूरत होती है, and they'll help you sail through. So I have been gifted by one of my friend on my birthday this year, last 2 days ago, one of a beautiful quote which says that you are the sky, everything else is just the weather around you. It's a famous quote by Pema Chodron, and I really thank my friend for that because she helps me connect to the same thing that we are the sky certainly, and rest all the things, whether it's people, whether it's situation, हर चीज एक मौसम है. जैसे मौसम बदलते हैं ऐसे लोग जिंदगी में बदलते हैं, ऐसे the situations in life changes. There are people who judged. They have made comments, they have passed on sarcastic notes that okay, she's single, load her with the work, she does not have life, or she does not have a family. So when I used to be part of the family events in terms of organizing family events, people said that you please don't give your suggestions because you don't know what goes around with family and kids, etc. So lesson number 2, life always judge you, people always judge you. Please, please, please pay attention to yourself. Feed your mind that you are better than such shallow people. It is important. So don't worry about the judgment because every step you will face the judgment. Time came when I have to choose to move on. The wedding which I was preparing for before the treatment had to get called off. I found out that we are on the same page, but different paragraphs, different lines, and it had to be called off. That's when the self-realization came कि हम सब अपनी अपनी दुनिया में अकेले हैं. भले ही भीड़ में हो तो भी अकेले हैं, फैमिली के साथ हो तो भी अकेले हैं. It is important to master the art of self-love. If you don't feel bored in your company, आप भीड़ में हो, दुनिया के साथ हो या अकेले बैठे हो, you will always be happy. So please master that art of self-love, and that will help you strive through any situation. Next part came that which was the true reality to me also, because of the surgery my arms are forever heavy. There's a swelling here because the lymph node is removed, and I think that was a lesson for me as well. I had to buy less dresses one size bigger and get them altered because the arms are heavy and there is pain with change of every season. Now I'm used to of that thing, but people made fun of it. They have passed comments saying that okay, you have wrestler like arm, why don't you try wrestling? You have elephant feet like arms. So that's when I got it that body shaming is another issue in India or in the world, which is something very sensitive about. हमारे लिए बहुत आसान हो जाता है किसी के लिए कुछ भी कहना कि that person is small, tall, large, big, short, bald, skinny, anything. It's easy to pass that snide comments, but we don't know the reality what goes behind it. So if you don't know it, either be little kind and try to know that, or just be quiet about it, because we really don't understand कि जो इंसान जैसा है वो किस वजह से है, या तो आप उसे जान लो, या फिर अगर नहीं जान सकते, you don't want to cross that personal line, please be quiet about it, because there is always a reason behind that. Life went on. I have moved on. Thanks to my mother, she has been encouraging enough to find a partner in life. She has pushed me to the dating sites, etc. And that's when I got to know, and I think I thank her for that, because she made me see that side of the society which जो पहले मैंने नहीं देखी थी. मतलब I got to know about few people when I created my matrimonial profile who I didn't want to start a relationship on a note of lies. मैंने सब कुछ clearly लिखा about my cancer, not having a breast, it is implants, etc. And there were men, with all due respect to all the men present over here, I have some of good men in my own life, but there were men who came forth and say that you don't own an important asset of you, of a woman body. How will you satisfy me in marriage? You should look out for partner in handicap section. Are you sure you want to settle in life? Because it will impact your future generation if you give birth to kids. And trust me, you such people exist on this earth. I think that made me realize that it's important to be kind to yourself before you become kind to the world. Be a good human to yourself. And more than important, before I become a good woman to any man, I need to be a good woman to myself. Because a real queen don't rule castles of such shallow minds. I need to rule heart of immense maturity, which is important. So unless I don't get that immense maturity, I think I have mastered the art of that self-love, which helped me going through the ups and downs of life. Last but not the least, I would like to say that it is important to have a good support system in the form of your family. I am blessed to have a family wherein my mother has imbibed those roots, being a housewife and a homemaker, that being the Hitler mom she was in the childhood, but she has made us realize that, yeah, this is what is right and what is wrong right now. She has given that right values to know where you have to come forth and where you have to take the step back. My father being the silent person, but usually I think most of the men who are present there will agree. Fathers usually चुपे होते हैं, express कम करते हैं, because over the period of time they just notice you silently. But most of the time fathers वो filter होते हैं जो society से हमें बचा के रखते हैं. Fathers are those. So my father is that kind of person जिन्होंने कभी ये नहीं बताया कि how he has arranged things for us. We we grew up in a middle class family, by God's grace to a higher middle class family now, but he was that filter who never showed us that how he's arranging things and the facilities what we need in life. He gave us what we needed at what point in life. And I'm sure all of you agree, fathers are those kind of filters, those kind of protective shield for each and every child who don't express much, but they always stand by you. Last but not the least, my brother, he's the backbone, he's my friend, he's my everything. I think I'm incomplete without him. And I just can say that he's my whole soul system in the world. Before my parents, I've told this to my parents also, that before both of you, he comes forth. So he has been my world and will always be. So, and now his wife is also a part of the system. If one has a good family, a good support ecosystem, it is an easy sail. Come what may in your life, it can be sailed through. I have some of the very well supported system who are present in the call also right now. Thanks to each one of you for taking time out and being present here. It means a world to me. And I think I would just like to say this, that while life has whispered in my ears that no, you are not strong enough to withstand this storm, I just roared back at life, I am the strong. To all the people who are going through cancer over here, or who have been a caregiver, or who have been a survivor, or cancer has impacted you in any way and form, please remember, cancer is a word, cancer is not a sentence. Cancer was just a chapter in my life, not the whole story, but yes, that story I can leverage now to make an impact in others' life. Cancer is life altering, no doubt about it, but please don't make it life defining. Cancer come as a barrier, but I'm sure all of you here will agree it will turn each one of us warrior. Cancer may have started this fight, but we all will end this together. Please keep whispering yourself back, hey little fighter, soon things will be brighter. Cancer can be beaten and often is, but cancer also wins. Whatever the result will, life always changes. So keep that hope high, keep the faith tall. We are all in this together and we are all here to make that difference. Another gift I got this birthday is mindset is what separates the best from the rest. And I think it's the mindset what makes the difference. Last but not the least, I can only conclude it with the same thought that सुर्खरू होता है इंसान ठोकरे खाने के बाद, रंग लाती है हिना पत्थर पे घिस जाने के बाद. I think I have outshined in this same way. Thank you so much, one and all. Thank you so much, Dimple, for having me here.
Wow. When you were sharing your journey, Hina, there were many moments where we all got emotional, and as you were describing each and every chapter of your that phase, I think Matt especially was, it was like I could see all of those things happening, and was very touched by your journey and the way you have shown immense courage. Nice if treatment or the changes, be it physical, emotional, mental, you went through, but also the way you took on this entire battle and won it successfully. So, but the way you ended it, it's just amazing. I just couldn't stop smiling and laughing, and because and in the entire time when you were sharing your journey, I could see that smile throughout your expression. So. I'm sure the journey was difficult, and but the most important, beautiful learning is that the way you led this journey, and today, when you shared this with all of us, it's through your journey you have inspired many others. So I'm very touched, and you're very strong, very courageous, brave women, Hina, and thank you so much for sharing this in a very positive and amazing, beautiful manner. I'm really touched by it. And दिन कैंसर होता है, डिफिकल्ट होती है जर्नी, बट कैसे हम उससे सीखते हैं, कैसे हम हर चीज़ को, देर ऑलवेज टू वेज टू लुक एट थिंग्स. सो जिस तरीके से आपने देखा है, यू टुक द पॉजिटिव साइड ऑफ इट, and heads off to your brother as well. I don't know if he's here, but have heard a lot about him now. So would like to hear from
No,
him as well if he's here.
no, he's not here, but yeah, he's always there with me.
Great. So thanks to your parents and everybody. Really inspired by your journey. Thank you for sharing. And I would like to hear from others. Yeah. So Vinod ji, would you like to share anything? Hi Vinod ji. Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hina is my darling baby. I am from Chandigarh right now. So lovely, so dear to me. I'm really proud of her, really proud of her. Her mom, and she is very close to me, close to my heart. But this baby has, broken all barriers. All barriers. She is so lovely, so pretty, and so close to me, so close to my heart. God bless you, beta. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
God bless you, beta.
Hina, you are blessed to be surrounded by such a wonderful people. Yeah.
Indeed, Dimple, I would really like to say that it is important to be always filled with gratitude with whatever God has given. Every moment is a learning, और हमें हर लम्हे से कुछ ना कुछ सीखना चाहिए, and we should always give it back. I think cancer has taught me this.
Thank you. Yeah. Rashmi ji, would you like to share anything? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that Hina always inspires. I have loved and admired the way she owns her life, her story. And the way she narrates and plays with words when she describes it, it shows what a warrior she is. Not only with the way she handled her life, but the way she works with her expressions. The words she uses are so pitch perfect that I'm so proud, Hina, that we are friends. And the fact that this is the first time I'm hearing your story with so much detail, all the more proud, and pray for you to have every strength you need to achieve every dream you wish for. God bless you, Hina.
Thank you so much, Rashmi. Means a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Sarita, would you like to share?
I'm just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I have read her story, but I have never heard from her. I mean, from her own mouth. So yeah, it was very overwhelming. And yeah, I'm very proud of you, Hina. I'm glad that I'm your friend.
Thanks, Sarita.
Lots of blessings. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Mehul, would you like to share?
Yeah, definitely. Hi, Hina.
Hi, Mehul.
I have so many mixed feelings in me. I am happy, I am angry, and there are so many feelings after listening to you. I usually make. Can you hear me? Because I'm not at home.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So I always make it a point to be in this healing circle every Saturday. And today I had some work. I had to come out, but I'm glad I was on the phone to witness you talking. So first, a belated happy birthday, and I wish you health and happiness all your life
Thank
and
you.
a very long life. And
Thank you, Mehul.
secondly, I would like to. A quote keeps coming in my mind since I heard you talking, that a queen with no hair is still a queen. Okay, and you are that queen. So
Thank you.
thank you so much for sharing your journey. Keep motivating others, and yeah, you're not going to. You're the best. So
Thank you, Mehul.
I have no
Means a lot.
more.
Thank you, Mehul. And Hina, Mehul is a stage 4 throat cancer survivor. Yeah.
Yes, I did read about him on the page, but I have to read his story. I mean, I joined Mehul just last week only. I got to know Dimple 3 weeks ago, so now I will be regular to this circle. But
Yeah,
yeah, I would love to
definitely.
read about your story.
And I'm also working on a cancer matrimony site. I have many cancer friends who
Yeah.
are going through this emotions and this phases, and I'm I'm working on it, and definitely will also want you to be a part of it. And if we can do something for people who are fighting out
Absolutely.
this, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mehul.
Thank you. Pankajji? Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me, Dimple?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, Hina. How are you?
Hello, Pankaj. I'm good. Thanks, Pankaj.
You look beautiful. You look, so much into that confidence. And
Thank you.
for me, the biggest indicator of your, journey, and then your fight, and then your, being proud about your fight is the pride which I see in your friends and your relatives' eyes, and the kind of confidence which they have in you. And the most important thing which you actually said, that take one day at a time. So that has also been my mantra for my fight with this big C. So it's really important, and thank you very much, first of all, for those critical lessons which you have actually shared here, and very strategically and very beautifully. I could actually relate to most of them, and one of them I already told that let's take one moment at a time, and then don't think long about your life. So I always say, and my wife is just sitting there, she always tells me that you were a person who used to plan things so much in detail about your long-term plans, short-term plans, but this disease has actually taught me that okay, life has to be long, but you need to count the good moments in your life, and you have to plan for that. So thank you very much for your story, and thank you. Be in touch, and I am also a regular visitor of Healing Circles.
Yeah.
The only issue, Dimple, is that, next couple of weeks I will not be able to join because at the same time I'm doing a leadership course on citywide sanitation.
Okay.
So I definitely would be listening to the recordings.
Yeah.
So miss me, but, but I'm not gonna miss you. And thank you very much again. And do good in your life. You are already doing it, and then I can just see in your eyes and your face and your smile that life has been beautiful for you. Life has been good for you, and it will be. And the last thing which I actually wanted to say is again, echoing on your words, that probably one thing which I have learned, and then many people have actually learned, is to love yourself.
Yes.
Because I was not that kind of person earlier. I actually used to think about me myself so long, but not about a person who would love myself. I always used to see कि थोड़ा सा ये होता तो ठीक होता, थोड़ा सा ऐसा होता तो और ठीक होता. But life has given me a lesson that whatever is there, just count your blessings and be thankful for that. So thank you, and all the best.
Thank you.
So much, Pankaj. Means a lot.
Thank you so much, and we'll definitely miss you in the healing circles, but your presence will always be here. So, yeah, thank you. Ritesh, would you like to share?
Yeah, hi. I am colleague from Cisco. I just came to know about Hina. I met her only 2 months back. We were doing volunteering effort in Cisco for protecting Cisco colleagues against the COVID. I have read Hina's journey few times. My mom died of breast cancer, so I think so. I have some very volatile memories of that. I think when I read through everything, but I think the way Hina you explained today, I think lot of respect for you personally, and I think I've been inspired. I think we are so lucky to have a girl like Hina in our organization, and most of the folks who have come and touched Hina in variety of ways. She's so resourceful. I think obviously we didn't know about the history of Hina, and I think amount of effort she has put in almost everything she has done. And I think there's so many interns and new college hires and even managers and senior managers. Everybody I've talked to in the organization, they're just driven by this girl. I think she's I don't even know what to say. I think I wrote something for her once in one of the kudos board inside the organization. कि पता नहीं किस मिट्टी की बनी हुई है ये, right? I mean, it is like so inspirational, so inspirational. I'm just bonded with her. I see my mom's reflection in Hina, and I think I think anything more I'm going to say, I'm probably going to become very emotional. So Hina, be brave, stay strong, and may the best, may the supreme powers come to give the best to you. I think we're always there for you. Bonded for life. Very inspired. Thank you, Hina. Thanks
Thank you so much, Ritesh. Thank you. Thank you, Dimple, for making me part of this. I will continue to be associated with Zenko, and please feel free to keep me on the fast dial for anybody who needs. I'm more than happy to be in touch with one-to-one with any patient. Like as I mentioned to you, I am associated with a couple of hospitals. My number is there on their list, and I keep in touch on WhatsApp with those patients. So if you have any such process in place, feel free to involve me. I'm more than happy. This is a cause closer to me, and I do lead a cancer support network in Cisco. So would be more than happy to have people from the Zen Onco network over there as one of the event.
Yeah.
But thank you so much.
Thank you. I was really moved by what Ritesh shared. Very touching, and your thoughts and prayers with your mom, Ritesh. Wherever she is, thank you for sharing that. Rajendra ji, आप शेयर करेंगे?
Yes, yes. First of all, I would like to say she has really enchanting smile, excellent narration, very nicely narrated, beautiful English, and very clear. Few of her thoughts are worth reiterating and preserving. That be kind to yourself. take one day at a time. These are all for the cancer patients very necessary. Take one day at a time, because I was also having the same situation. We are always worried, cancer patients are always worried about the end, see what will happen, whether will we survive or not. That is one thing. Second thing, we always think what will happen after second chemo or third chemo, because first chemo, if we have a difficult time, we'll be worried about the second chemo. So we will go and ask doctor, what will happen after second chemo, what will happen after third chemo. So my doctor very nicely suggested, when you have to cross the river, think of the bridge, don't think right now what will happen after this time. Today, you are fine. Today's moment, you are fine. So enjoy your today's moment. Don't worry about future. But I tell you, all the cancer patients have this particular problem about the future. And in future, they worry about the end, whether will I survive or will I not. And second, what type of pain will I get? Will I get more pain at a later date or not? That also is a problem. So that is a beautiful thing which every cancer patient should take one day at a time. Second, this is what you say, be kind to yourself. That is very important. We need to be kind to ourselves. That is also very. Third, very nicely you said, father is a great filter. It is a very emotional sentence. And I would like to write it in my diary. Today you have mentioned, because I write my diary that Dimple knows, but this is a beautiful sentence which you have mentioned. Your father is a great filter. And that is really true, because fathers cannot say so many things openly. He will always keep everything in his mind. What is emotion, his sentiment, he will never express this to you. Only you can understand the language of silence. And that is very necessary, understanding the language of silence. And another sentence also is good. If you are a fighter, you become brighter. That also very nicely you have mentioned. So I think you've done beautifully today. Again, your smile is such that recently I met another cancer patient in Ahmedabad. Probably she is there or not. Divya, we have got a very good writer and very good speaker and very good fighter. She has again got recurrence of cancer.
I heard.
And
yeah.
Now
Last week she was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has come to Ahmedabad. I have gone and met her. Specifically on the day I came to know, I went and met her, sat with her for about 1 hour with her parents and with her. She is so smiling and so enchanting smile that similarly today listening to Hina, I immediately was very happy. Hina also has got a very enchanting smile, and few of her thoughts are so good. I think her speech will be good to many people. So immediately you send, because I have so many cancer patients whom I can send. This is what you need to do when you are fighting this very terrible disease. And I must congratulate her. And the way in which she has expressed excellently well, absolutely well. Thanks, Hina. So and I will definitely be in touch, because I like some such personality to be in touch where we can share and care of our thoughts, and also we can share our ideas to other people. And in the process, we also get certain advantages. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I will be regular to these circles every Saturday.
Oh, sure. Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you so much.
Dimple also is very, very, absolutely. You also don't have any match like Dimple.
Yes.
She's so energetic, so enthusiastic. Even though we have not met, but at least I could guess, I could see from her face what type of enthusiasm she has got for all the people. Good.
Thank you, Rajendra.
Thank you, Rajendra.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. And also wanted to share that to bring the community together and to help other cancer patients, because हम लोग अपने खुद के experience से निकल के इतना कुछ जान जाते हैं that those who are newly diagnosed, we can support them, we can guide them, we can help them. So we have launched a community for cancer patients. In the chat, I have shared website का link और Android app का link. So आप क्या कर सकते हैं कि आप खुद भी join कर सकते हैं. You can share your life experiences, the process that you have undergone, everyone. And every day, what good things you come across that might be helpful for other cancer patients. And feel free to add other cancer patients and survivors, caregivers, experts who have been working in this field. Because इस पूरे field में guidance की और education की बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत होती है. So through this, we connect with each other, we educate and empower each other with their own choices, what they are going through. So I shared it here. And
I just want to say one thing, as you said that इस पूरी फील्ड में encouragement और empowerment की जरूरत होती है. I would really like to call out this, Dimple. My story came out through the Corporate Diva platform I'm associated with, what I mentioned. And the founder of Corporate Diva platform is present on the call today, Deepika. So she was the one who pushed me, and I was very reluctant to come out as a voice of my story. I thought, okay, people who might talk, I can tell them, but let's not bring it out to the world. But she was that constant push to me that no, you should write, you should write. And it was her platform who published my story for the first time, which I shared with you. And after that, I think thanks to her that I can make a difference, small or big, in people's life.
Thank you. Yeah, Deepika, would you like to share anything on this?
Well, I'm sorry. I think my video is a little out today. I think because of the rain, there's a bandwidth issue. So, but super proud of you, Hina. Much love to you. More power to you. And I think the only one thing that is coming into my mind right now is that हिना ने कर दिया खुद ही को बुलंद इतना कि खुदा ने हिना से खुद पूछा कि बता हिना तेरी रजा क्या है. And Hina, go on with that. Spread that power. So much more power to you. And keep touching lives, inspiring lives. And I am so glad that you've started sharing the power within you with so many people and impacting so many lives. And just keep going, my dear. Just keep going.
Thank you, Deepika. Thank you so much.
Right. I will request Avishi to share something. Avishi? Hi, Avishi. I'm requesting you to unmute. Can you please unmute? No. Okay, I think she's not able to unmute herself. So, yeah, I think Avishi is working with you, Hina, right?
Yes, she is.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, everyone. It was very lovely circle once again. And Hina, thank you so much for accepting the invitation and sharing your brave journey with all of us. It inspires us once again. And I'm just fortunate that we got in touch, and today we are sharing this platform. The idea to host such circles is to share each other's journey, your own journey, inspire each other, and because that's what connects us the most, because before we did not know each other, but now everybody knows each other. So I got to know about Ritesh, his mother, and Sarita, and many others. So thank you so much, and we'll meet again next Saturday, 5 p.m. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot.